This panel discussion we have kept for with the topic data driven decision making in business. So to make it more relevant, we can come up with our experiential examples from the past. And as I can see that uh, the honorable speakers are having great experience, having more than 20 plus years of experience. So I believe that lot of things would be coming up. So to begin and to start, I would just like to say, because I have also been working into this domain for past 13 years now. I started with the databases by learning and understanding, and then I switched and jumped onto the big data systems when it was very initial time. So I was just mesmerized by that how things were changing at that particular time, that the competition or the big giants, they were saying we should go with data in very structured manner, and a lot of things were coming up saying that no, we cannot just go with structured manner, we need to have some flexibility. So with those times, I am able to see that how that war was going on, and companies were saying, for example, Oracle, when we started that time, no SQL kind of situation was there, where the systems were not so organized. But again, we are moving back to those systems. So these were the kind of statements coming up from the people who are working in the domain of specifically RDBMS, very strict databases. So a lot of things technically also I could see and observe. And then coming to the business part, I think 2000 and like here and there, 1990s to 2000, 2010, these were the years where businesses really understood the meaning of the power of data. So let us basically start. And to start with, I would like to basically ask with introduction. Like we may have an introduction round first, followed by some of the questions which I would like to bring upon the table. So let me invite Mr. Dilip Kumar to kindly introduce yourself, and then moving onwards to Dr. Riaz Jamadar, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Hi. Hello, everyone. My name is
Hello.
Dilip Kumar. I am from Chennai. I'm basically a consultant right now and a master trainer. So I have overall around 25 years of experience in sales and marketing industry. And consulting, I've been there for 10 years, and in training also 10 years. So I'm basically a management graduate and a postgraduate diploma in training and development. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for your introduction. As I requested, now Dr. Riaz Zimadar would be introducing, followed by Mr. Nimit Singh.
I am Dr. Riaz Jamadar. I am working presently as the head of the department AI and DS in ASSNS IOIT in Pune-based engineering college. So I am here to know more about data-driven decision making in businesses. Moreover, I am interested in how the data-driven decisions could impact the education system and learning teaching process. So I would be seeking some kind of guidance from you all experts. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. Now let me come to Mr. Nimit Singh, and then I would invite Mr. Maran.
Myself, Nimit Singh. I'm basically a corporate trainer and providing the placement training to the students and some of the training to the corporate companies also. So basically, I'm like working on some data sets and data module in AI field. Okay, so yeah, currently it's like going on the currently all core of the placement department to the students, future and corporate trainers also to train them the technologies, different technologies. So yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, Nimit. Let me go to Smaranjeet. Could you please introduce yourself?
Thank you everyone for the warm invite. So my name is Madanjeet. I've been involved in the tech field for the last 10 years. formally speaking, I did my undergrad from SRM, where I was studying computer science. Then I went ahead to Columbia University in New York to pursue my master's in data science. Beyond that, professionally, I have worked across multiple corporates as well as research labs, some of them being Omdena, University College London, and so forth. For the last 3.5 years, I've been working as a freelance developer, building my own solutions for different clients, as well as involved in the edtech space where I give trainings to students where I bridge the gap between what is actually happening in the industry and what students need to learn in this fast paced world. Beyond that, from time to time, I also mentor some of my students, some of my juniors and peepers, and try to also get some technical blogs done. It's a honor to be among all of you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Smaran. Can I ask Dr. Sunita Patil to kindly introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. Myself, Dr. Sunita Patil. More than 23 years experience in academics and industry as well. Right now, I am associated as a head academics in Symbiosis Open Education Society. I'm an expert panel member in Ministry of HRD as well as ASDC sector. More than 24 book I have written for the data analytics and for the programming languages. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, ma'am. So now let us start. And the first question I have, and I would like to be keep it very open. As I said, I would like to have it from experience basis because everyone is coming from little different background. So the first question I have to put on the table is, what does being data driven, so this word is very important, data driven, so what is the meaning in your organization? And here I would like to add, you may add your own perspective as well and organizational perspective as well, because organization may have their own way of looking at data. You may have more experience, so you can tell your perspective as well. What does data driven means? Anyone, like I would not like to go one by one in this way, so anyone, it is open for all.
Should I?
Sure, ma'am.
If we talk about the academic organization, being a data driven means it is a data analytics insight to enhance the teaching and teaching effectiveness and student success and institutional efficiency and research outcomes.
In line with ma'am, I would like to add, because I am also coming from educational background. So primarily, I look for data for patterns which can tell me about the behavior of students, especially for learning and understanding how he is understanding, how we can assess what are the different ways. So that way, the data which we have already of like 10 years, 20 years, that could be used to have some patterns, and those patterns can be used to enhance the teaching and learning process. Thank you.
So my experience, I see in data in this world of competition, right? So in a corporate world, data means that is the information we can say. So a lot of information being collected from data. For example, if you take any industry, like banking industry, for example, 10, 15 years before they will be having a customer base, customer data, which later now it has been improvised. For example, if a customer who has been in bank for the last 10 years, right? We can see how the customer has evolved last 10 years, right? For example, if the customer, if he is a customer at the age of 21, so his needs will be different, right? So at the age of 30, definitely the customer will be evolving in different status. So we can see all those things if we have a proper data. So that is what I say, data is all about knowledge, information, and it will definitely make corporates grow, business grow, or vendor.
Okay,
Thank
great. Yeah.
So I'll pick up from where Mr. Dilip left. Based upon my own personal experience in building products as well as leading teams, there are two categories where I would say the term data oriented business comes to my mind. First is when you're building a product, understanding the market, because uh, unlike traditional FMCG products, like if you want to launch a packet of chips, it's slightly easy to gauge as compared to tech products. So their data can range from let's say small surveys to going out on Stack Overflow, scraping everything and understanding where the developers are facing an issue and if we can bridge the gap there. That is number one. That is planning the customer acquisition. The second thing where I have seen data playing a key role from the business perspective is understanding once you acquire the customer, how do we grow? How do we scale? Uh, how do we do some A/B testing? If I add a new feature in a particular set of customers, are they enjoying it? Should I increase up the price? Should I decrease the price? So those are the two areas where, from core business perspective, I have seen that come into the play. Other than that, one important thing which I have seen being useful in the recent 18 months is internal optimization. What do I mean by that is, let us say that we run a product sprint somewhere from 7 days to 15 days, depending upon the team size, where we have to achieve a feature. Sometimes the sprints are not successful, sometimes the feature is not built. So previously, we used to do analytical analysis that, okay, did someone fall back, something like that. Nowadays, we can see the code, we can see if the tickets are raised properly or not, and run an analysis on that. Why is our team falling behind? So that is something that has been supremely useful for the businesses that I am currently working for. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Uh, yeah. So I
Okay.
have. Yes, please, Nimit. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So I will start where Mr. Aswaran left that. Okay, he gave the perfect example for this, but basically data driven is totally means about the taking out the information of the subtitle which is going on the industries. Okay, and making the utilizer for trying some tools and technology and like after filtering the data, now you can use it how like in a business perspective. Let's say he give the chips example. Yeah, like I will talk about the healthcare data. So basically if I'm talking about the healthcare industries, so like we had a COVID and all, many diseases are there. Okay, so generally we talk about the data debate, and we take about the like person's outcome, like what is the health, like how is the like blood flow now, like their the veins and all what is going on, and we will talk about the like their age factor and their like happiness factor. Not only that, even their blood flow and like RBC, blood BC, everything goes on now. So according to that, if we predict any type, like if we pick any time like any opportunity are there, so we can predict some types of, we can make some tools so we can predict some diseases are there, like heart rate monitor are there, like it is increased. And so there are lots of terms used when by using the data driven basically means, and it is evolved day by day for increasing the technology tools. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So a lot of insights we got in terms of how it is useful, where it can be applied. I would be more interested to listen from everyone that where did you apply it? Like I'm not asking in terms of you did a lot of data processing, but it's an approach. Like data driven approach is basically an approach, a mindset. So where did you apply? Can you come up with some example? Okay, that will help the audience actually.
So normally, some sort of basic kind of trading I do, stock marketing. This one is buying shares, selling shares.
Okay.
So here, the decision of making buying or selling, for that, sometime I need to go back and track the data, how the company behaved, how the share behaved, stock behaved. That all right now manually I have studied, not applied any algorithm for it, like any Python library or any machine learning algorithm. I have some projects wherein we are applying that kind of thing as well. But
Mhm.
personally, if you ask me, I have manually analyzed the data and made a decision whether to sell it now or buy few more, that kind of thing. This is my personal experience with the data. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. Anyone would like to add more personal
Yeah.
examples?
Two instances I'll share. So the first one was I was working as a consultant for a think tank where they needed me to create basically an automated system so that they can put out tweets for a particular political party. Now, the issue with that is it was not just the political party's handle, but specific politicians for which that had to be done. So for that, they needed some guardrails. That is, a particular political person has a persona, right? That maybe in certain matters they're more expressive, in certain matters they're more constrained, right? So for that, what I did was I actually gathered some about 120 hours of their speeches from YouTube along with their previous tweets, got out the context, put it in a vector database. In summary, I tried to build a simple model where before the tweet is being put out, it can verify whether that person's persona is being reflected in the tweet or not, because at that level it matters a lot. So that was one thing. Another thing where I use it for my personal benefit is, let us say I suddenly get some amount from my freelancing project, right? So maybe I'm a little bit busy right now. I immediately do not want to invest it somewhere. But at least if I have some parameters for the gold bonds and for the fixed deposit, it's like I keep the money and I forget it for 1 year. So I have built a small bot where I can see easily which is the highest rate and just park the money there. So that's a personal use case that I use it for.
Great, great. Thanks a lot for sharing that.
I would like to add one more, my personal. Like I completed my PhD in pomegranate plant disease detection.
Okay.
Plants disease, if any, whether it is having some disease, pomegranate plant. For that, I used CNN algorithms, and for that we used a lot of data. That leaf images, diseased leaf images, healthy leaf images. That way we made use of data for detection of any disease in pomegranate plants. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.
I would like to add one instance that stands out in our academic organization. When student performance data led us to redesign a key training outcomes and significantly improving learning outcomes and engagement.
Great, great, great.
So
Yeah.
I to add a recent thing. There were in an edutech company where in a training industry they have used this data, where in a LMS where they have integrated AI so that the automatic system has been generated. So whenever the executives or trainees take the test, automatically we get the results and we see where their improvement is required, all these things. We had a wonderful feedback with the client also. Integrating LMS. So that was really good. So automatically things were done. We just need to update once and after that the steps automatically it takes. That was a wonderful experience for us, and client also has appreciated.
Okay, great, great, nice inputs. Okay, so
Okay, I would like to add something. Like, okay, this Mr. Dilip said talk about the LMS. Same as for the corporate companies and lots of companies there. CRM is working. CRM is also an example of the data processing and taking the track record of the data of employees and terms. We're talking about, let's say, the one neat example of the company like Netmeds. Netmeds is a company like processing, like and like they deliver the medicines and all, and they provide the consulting doctors and all. So basically, they have own CRM. Like they have own CRM for tracking the records of generating the invoices and taking the order details and all. So this is also like use of the big data think tank, and there are lots of fun tools. Okay, so we can track, like they can track the record of about their customers, their client, and basically the doctor consultancy also. Okay, so these are the terms like in the corporate world, and today in real world the data is used in a very big tanks. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. So, as now we are moving towards corporate, and so I would like to bring this point into everybody's notice, that what kind of changes, or I would say upgradation, have you observed within the organization related to data? It could be as simple as maybe earlier the attendance must have been taken manually on a register, at very beginning of your career, and now it is everywhere punching machines, or you just stand in front of the device, it'll capture your attendance and also identify. Starting from this small use case to any major, like as we are talking about LMS, we are talking about CRMs, probably ERPs and all. So what kind of changes have you seen within the organization, and you have been a part of that change?
Uh, to start, like we are using ERP since last 15 years in our institute. We have loads of data, huge data, that is helping the administrative department for employees and students admission processes. So sometime they find some sort of patterns in the data, like employee related, if someone is getting retirement. So what exactly his previous background, from that data they can find some useful information that can be passed on to the existing employees. That way one use I am finding in our organization. And again, of course, there are so many things related to student performances as well. So this is all possible because of the potential of data.
Okay.
So initially, I started saying about the banking system, right? With this data and CRM and this data, the latest technology. So right from if a customer is boarded in a bank, right, as a customer, from that day till last day, whatever the customer is that, they can understand what is this customer doing, what is his spend habits. All these things can be tracked with this data system. So with this kind of tracking system, the corporates can make a product that is specific for customer. So that is what the entire corporate world is shifting. Rather than pushing the product, they are trying to understand the customer needs due to this data technology and trying to give a specific product to the specific customers. That is how the corporate is shifting. So with this data technology, definitely things are moving in a great way, right?
Okay. Yeah, thanks for the input. Do we have any other inputs on this?
Yeah, I'll expand upon what Mr. Diaz said. So I've been working with quite a few edtechs in the past and even in the quite recent present. So there where I have seen a change is with respect to the business and the student part. Because when you're in an edtech or you're working for an edtech, of course, student performance matters a lot as an educator or someone who is in those shoes. But at the same time, business matters a lot, right? Because unlike universities, you are on a tight budget. So there, let us say if any course is being launched, in between you have recitation sessions or catch-up sessions for students for those who are left behind. So previously, most of the edtechs that I had worked with, they used to have either HackerRank or some discrete platform where they'll just take the assessments and just have a score. Nowadays, because of the incorporation of AI, you can actually have an understanding of what are the topics, specific topics that the students are stuck on, do an average analysis of the entire batch or across multiple cohorts, and you can see, okay, maybe from chapter 1, 2, 3, these are the topics students are not able to understand properly. So according to that, they are able to schedule better recitation, let's say, classes. That's one. Number two also is from the business perspective. Previously, what used to happen is, for example, the Baiju example and other places, sales folks were directly hired into edtechs to understand how to target the parents and students, which had its merits but a lot of demerits. Nowadays, since we have the entire student profile, student background, it is easy to understand which student or which group of students would be open to a course at a particular price or a boot camp at a particular price. And maybe if we are able to give a particular discount, will we be able to convert them into customers? So that is somewhere where I've seen rapidly data-oriented solutions playing a very key role.
Okay, okay. Yes, Sunita, you have something to say?
Yeah. I would like to add a data-driven mindset is not just about having access to data. It's about cultivating a culture and teams actively use data to make informed decision and improve efficiency.
Yeah, that completely agreeing to this particular point. A lot of educational things are being discussed here. So I have something in my mind. We all know that most of the generations like who has already passed out and is working in corporate for about, let's say, 6 to 8 years. So after 6 to 8 years, they have this in mind that this is not something which they actually wanted to do. Like what they are doing is something which they really did not actually want to do. So, do we have something related to it? Because a lot of counseling, a lot of activities have already been psychoanalysis, career guidance, a lot of things are already happening. But still, this is a major challenge. People are not happy. They are not able to figure out like their passion, their job are not matching up. So, do we have anything coming up? Have you seen or being practiced in this particular direction? Like I hope my context is clear where people can find out,
Yep.
we have a concept called as ikigai in Japanese, like what you love, what you like, and can you earn out of it? Is it also solving need of somebody? When these things come together, it becomes your ikigai, your life's purpose. So do we have something, or can we have something related to this?
So, although I don't have a framework to discuss on this, but I have certain points in mind that I can add to. Observe from this is, let us say a student is pursuing a course. I'm being specific, let's say engineering in this case, because I'm not that much in touch with the medical folks. So, in the last 5 to 7 years, there has been a trend of most branches, whatever people are studying, having a shift to computer science. Maybe just because of the financial reasons itself. Of course, there are folks who are doing great in mechanical and electrical, but that's a very minuscule number. Even all of you from your colleagues in your circles may have noticed that. But lately, what has happened is due to the overhiring in the COVID period, there has been a stagnation in that field. And simultaneously, AI has come up. So as a result, people who jumped on the bandwagon that, okay, this is going to be a good career path, and they had the right motivation that they will pick the foundations on the go, given they have sufficient knowledge of getting the job. Maybe most of them didn't do that homework while they were in the job. And as a result, after let's say 4 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line, where their peers who like spend hundreds of hours learning about data structures, networks, operating systems, which comes later in system design, are able to move forward, and these people are not able to do that. So I think that's one of the things that is there. Another thing is, I personally know a lot of friends of mine in the industry who want to get re-educated in certain parts. Maybe they do not want to do a master's degree as such, but maybe a short 3 month program or a 4 month program where a particular specialized topic they want to cover. So I think there is a gap there for them. As a result, if they're not able to do that, they end up assuming, okay, somehow we will have stopgap solutions and progress in the career. So that's one more thing. Other than that, one more issue that I have noticed is recently, in my times, this was not the case. There has been a lot of hype about particular fields. For example, if you look up on YouTube, everyone wants to be a MERN stack developer, which is fine. It's a good thing to do. But no one wants to actually study the web technologies. No one wants to spend time on JavaScript. So when they somehow squeeze the entire learning in a period of 2 to 3 months, get out there, eventually when they face the real hard problems beyond e-commerce, how, like for example, how do you build a CRM? What is happening there? That is where the interest slowly drops off. And I feel that, like the discussion that we are having now, if we could have paid or maybe online sessions like we have in Silicon Valley, where we discuss deep tech solutions, like we discuss, okay, how should a database be optimized? I think that can build a community around to solve this problem to some extent. So those are like what I've observed around me so far.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yes, yes, sir.
Kushal sir, Kushal sir, I would like to confirm the question once again. Say I am working on with some X profile. So you mean to say I'm not happy with my profile? I think if some days back, if I have been given this particular direction, I would have gone for that particular job, which makes me happy. This is what the question. Where
Yes,
the
yes.
data is helping you? How the data is helping you. I'll clear it out, sir. Presently, sir, we are conducting some psychometric tests, and that data when we compile and counsel students, okay, as per your this one background and skills or acumen, you are not good for computer science. If I counsel, looking at the data, his data, then that counseling is not coming to any effective decision for him, because he is already biased, he is already prejudiced about other branches, and he is very much positive about AIDS, computer this way. So, moreover, this is the one point we are not able to push him as per the data available, his data available or her data available. Second thing, if we want to be more interactive with him, to know his insight or to know her insights, so what actually he thinks, what would help him in future after 10 years, in what particular domain he would be happy. If we want to decide now, the teachers or the parents, they don't have that much time to get this data and work upon that. So this is how, even if we have some less data and we are not able to use it properly, and if you want to gather or collect more data, parents and teachers, they don't have. This is how we are helpless in making the student or directing the student towards his main interest or main interesting job. Like, thank you, sir. This is my opinion.
Okay, thank you for the input. So basically, it still requires some solution. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Fine. Yeah. So let's move towards the because we may not come to a solution for everything here. That may be a possibility. Now coming on to the part of the kind of tools, technologies which are being used today. I think most of us must be aware, but I would like to understand in practical sense. Like there are two things. Um, I have been seeing a lot of MSMEs, micro scale, medium scale, mid scale organizations, and I have also been contractually working with MNCs. So, what I have seen, there is a big difference in terms of uh, analytical tools, data driven tools being used. So, here, what is your experience like in your organizations or in previously whichever organization you had been? So what kind of tools are being used to help us in data driven approach?
At present, we have a lot of tools like Power BI, all this Tableau, all these tools have been used. So they have their own plus and minuses. But I would rather say that using these tools, right, wherever it is required. But we need to have a proper kind of policies where we need to have which tool will be help which kind of setups. That is very, very important when you are talking about data tools. So that is my opinion, and that is my experience.
Okay.
So far, sorry, ma'am, please you proceed. Ma'am, you please proceed.
Yeah. Thank you. For data-driven decision, we rely on a combination of analytics, visualization, and automation tools like Power BI, Tableau, Excel, Google Sheet for quickly analysis and pivot tables and financial modeling.
Okay,
These
okay,
tools help us to extract insight and track the information, track the batch performance and strategy across the different functions.
okay, okay.
Hello, sir. Presently, in our this one education system, Excel we are using for data analysis extensively, and moreover, we are making use of all these tools like Power BI, Tableau, and machine learning pipelines as well. Whenever we develop student projects, we make use of these tools and we try to visualize the outcomes and outputs.
Okay, okay, nice.
So, from a SaaS point of view, for the clients that I have dealt with, of course, there has been a shift from having the custom tools for each company. But the pattern that I've observed and something that I work towards as well is they want to have an integration for the different tools that you're using. For example, we have a tool called Zapier, which helps you to actually post directly on social media, connect your Slack channel. So that is an approach a lot of companies that I observe are working towards is, of course, they'll have the data-driven tools, but having an integration platform custom to that company. The second thing that I have seen a lot of companies do, and actually they are hiring consultants for that, is there's a lot of untapped data in the company. What do you mean by that? For example, if someone is running a company about, let's say, shirts or t-shirts, of course, they'll have the product data that is there. But beyond that, they have a lot of untapped data. For example, they are having transactions from the manufacturers. Some of the products are sent back, so on and so forth. They have the receipts, which they do not know much to do about it. It's just there as a dump or a static files in the servers. So there lately has been an effort to actually use LLMs, try to extract those data using various methods. Model context protocol is one of them, and try to make sense out of that. Try to see, is there something that they're missing out of, or can they make those into better ways to organize things? So that is a approach I have seen lately in the company. So the untapped data and the integration part.
Okay, yeah, yeah, that's again great input. Okay, do we have any other inputs on this?
Yeah. Like again, talking about the data-driven comes and technologies tools. Again, like not only the data analytics part where we are using the Power BI, Tableau, and all. So again, like we are taking the data from Hadoop and Apache, like for taking the data and streaming it, and like Apache is used for the streaming the data. So basically, the Kubernetes that is one technology used for the like data pipeline for the integrated part. Okay, like and lots of statistical data like statics for purpose. So when we have a data and we want to wind up there and we want to like make it the analysis part, so the statics part is there, and like then clouds and AWS, that's its SageMaker. These are the tools basically used for the data, like by generating the data proofs and all. So apart from this, which I have seen recently.
Great. So you have mentioned a lot of scalable tools which are being used, and even I have been such experiences where if I see that if we talk about fintech, India has really grown to the level which I think nobody expected, specifically because of UPI. And I had been a part of some trainings related to companies where UPI related technologies are being developed. So I have seen personally that how the lightning fast speed databases are being configured, like Cassandra is there, Cockroach DB is there, and so many others are there. So every time it is being experimented and switched to a better one. I have also seen that how fintech companies have been using middlewares and integration it with scalable systems, and also systems which can work on real time data. So I have seen this journey from tools like Apache Scoop or certain log forwarders, and then moving on to tools like Apache Kafka. Most of the banking systems from past around 6 7 years have been migrated to Apache Kafka or having integration with it. And then from last 2 through 3 years, if we see, they are having also integration with Apache Flink. And not on the only the technical side, but I think we all would agree that in past around 2 years we must have seen that immediately we make up some transaction through the credit card or debit card, we either get instant, if it is suspicious, we instant callback. And many a times that callback, we get a human voice. It's not just the automated voice IVR. Many a times it's a human call. Within the next second you get it. So why all these things are becoming possible? Because of such technology stack. That's very much true. I completely agree on this particular part. So moving on to the next thing is, it's about the kind of uh, when you are applying something new, maybe as a tool or as a process which is related to data driven. So at one side it's basically having some positive sides, but at the same time there are certain challenges also. Challenges to implement, challenges while it is getting implemented, and then after it has got implemented and accepted, then post that there are certain challenges. So if you have had any kind of experience where data driven approaches, tools, technologies, methods have been applied, so what sort of challenges pre, during the application or execution of that process, and post, what kind of challenges have you seen? Can we have some examples on it?
Primarily, one thing what we face is the unstructured data. Though we have tools for it, but the primary thing unstructured, and even if we have some structured, some of the fields are missing. That is, you can say, unclean data. Cleaning is that. And pre-processing, the problem which I faced during my PhD. And for that, we need to perform a lot of pre-processing of that data. Image data was there for us. We were using image data. So pre-processing of that images, that is the one challenge we have. Moreover, another challenge is reliability of the data, how reliable the data is. This is the second. And the third, like even if it is a reliable data, based on the regions, there could be biased patterns or biased decisions in the data. These are the challenges we need to work out and overcome. Thank you.
Mostly, I'll just take it up from there. See, mostly when the data, as you said, no reliability, you have these things come. We need to have a proper governance of data policies. If we are not ensuring that proper governance of data policies in an organization, then there is a chance that we may not have a proper structure, right, in data integration, all these things. And the data which is getting feeded in the system, all these things we need to be reliable. That is very, very important.
Okay.
Moreover, now we are using LLMs. So chatbots we are using. Since the data, what they have been trained with, so much huge data, the kind of data, from which region that data is coming, and for which region the prediction is going on or the evaluation is done. there is a mismatch, or there is no any proper way to judge. So that is another challenge, I would say, with respect to LLM.
Right, right. So, with this particular example, I have seen that, like we all have seen, and probably we must have been a part of this Ghibli trend. So I was little concerned about it because, and I would like to ask for your opinion as well. As a trend, almost everyone must have used it, or somebody in the family must have used this trend. But the concern is that I was thinking, if the company had to, collect fresh data of so many people across the globe, so probably crores and crores of investment it would have taken up. But just by doing this act and making it a trend, one thing which what I basically understood, they could get so much of data without putting any kind of effort. The concerns which I basically have is now, like in terms of learning, these companies can learn anything out of this particular data, which is very much private data, and people must have given fresh images because they want their fresh Ghibli version. So that's one major concern. And along with that, uh, uh, like something which is very much I would say concerning is that humans who are having the primary idea, like the person who is father of this particular art, so the art, the creativity, the innovation, like it's a big concern, where the copyright is, where the ownership is. So this is another big challenge which basically I have in my mind, that how to justify the ownership. And then the last thing is, if something wrong happens, who is going to take the ownership of that act? So any comments on this particular part?
Yeah, so I also had the same concerns when I was seeing this last week. And during my undergrad, this was one of my interests about privacy, especially related to digital privacy. So, as you mentioned, that everyone is uploading whatever images they want, images that are not even on their private Instagram, they're uploading there under the assumption that they are getting a cartoonized version. The problem with this is they're giving that as a repository to OpenAI. Now,
Yeah,
legally speaking, no government can sue them that if they're misusing those images.
correct.
The second thing is, if you have used text to image models such as Flux in the recent iterations, it's very, very close to generating real faces, right?
Hmm.
The issue with this is, if you are willingly giving your image with someone or alone in some position to these companies, it is not that much of a problem to give a similar image, ask chat gpt to put you in some other position, some other place, doing something which was not actually the case. So forgery is a very big issue. And second is defamation. Like people can defame you like anything with that, right? So those are serious concerns, and I feel that this is something that we as individuals, or we as professionals in the field cannot address. It needs to be done at a policy level. That how do we deal with this? Because
Yeah.
it's similar to Instagram. Like Instagram has your images. What will you do about that? So
Hmm.
that's one thing. Another thing is, this is, as you mentioned, that this is valuable data that people are giving up for free, and they're paying for it. I have seen people taking the subscription, paying for it,
Yeah.
and giving up their data.
Hmm.
So that is immensely concerning. One way to tackle it is the open source movement, where if we can have similar models which you can run locally, a part of it which I was discussing in the session, then we need not share our data, right? We cannot prevent people from making use of the new advancements that are there. If we say that, no one will stop, no one stop at the printing press, no one will stop at this. Our concern should be, when we're launching or when others are launching these things, how can it be privacy focused? So that's what is gone, that cannot be undone. That is unfortunate.
Hmm.
And one more thing is, what we can do is, as you mentioned, the art part. So initially, I was of the same opinion as you, that artists like this, like the Ghibli studio person, man who did that, Like those are gems. But I feel that as we move further in the evolution, like from where Photoshop started, even if you think of it logically, in Photoshop we are trying to replicate something else, right? Of course we are editing things out there. So I think we are moving into an era where, uh, of course, your creativity matters, but it is democratizing, that it is making everyone more creative. Of course, what I can create, what I can prompt, what I can think will not be of the same quality as an artist. So that is there, but I think this will be a transitionary phase for a lot of graphic artists. Other than that, one thing I noticed is, if you go to ChatGPT or if you go to X, that is Grok, and generate some image, they embed some kind of watermark inside the pixels. You cannot see it manually. There are websites where you can reverse engineer that, where you can just put it will say this is generated by that. So I believe that serves two purposes. The first purpose is, if someone is doing some kind of forgery, we will have that record. The second thing is, if someone made an actual image, maybe I use the AI to generate an image, someone just copy pasted it. So that will serve as some kind of a protection for that. But again, on a larger level, I believe that we need government action. We need experts on board with the government and decide policy on this, because one or two individuals cannot decide this on a concrete level.
Yes, I agree to this point.
And I would like to add to his point, like if we create some sort of awareness for responsible AI, then to some extent we can control it. Responsible AI, like ethical use of AI, then one can control it. Like, of course, government policies must be there, but there are policies, there are rules always people can break. So if one is ethically strong, so it is a bit difficult to break. So that way, building ethical background of a person will make him use AI responsibly.
Yes, I completely agree on this. Ethical concerns. So ethics must be followed, and again, as Smaranjit said, basically, it has to be done at policy level, like we have GDPR and related policies, regulatories. Covered by or versions of the similar policies in India is also there in other countries. So I completely agree on this part, but this has to be uh, brought upon very soon. Like government should think upon it, or those who are influencers to the or advisors to the government, they should consider this particular point. This is what even I strongly agree. I think Harsh has got some questions, so we can take it up, and as time flows, we
I'll
will
add
be going
just one
towards.
more point
Yes, sure.
regarding the ethical concerns that is there, which I have observed is, uh, it is, since as a country, to the best of my knowledge, of course, there are some startups like Servam AI. They are building some models, but to a scale of, let's say, 500 billion parameters, we do not have a model like that yet from India. As a result, what I have observed is a lot of bias. When I say bias, it's not bias about I like A or I like B. It's serious bias about history and political events that has crept into the LLM, specifically Grok. So I think not only just the responsible use, but also when we do the pre-training, there is something called as RSLF, which is reinforcement learning with human feedback. There the government needs to intervene and direct, okay, from our perspective, from our people's perspective, community states perspective, these are some things which we want the AI to allow to understand. These are some things which we do not want it to do it. So that has been a big concern from my end over the last few months that I have seen. For example, the Tiananmen Square massacre, if you ask DeepSeek about it, it will just blurt it out. So, and why this is important is because a lot of influencers nowadays will put out AI is taking your job. So use AI to learn. The problem with that is, if AI is teaching you wrong, nowadays students won't read the book and learn by themselves. For my generation, I used to Google up 10 resources and learn that. Nowadays, people won't do that. So, in certain cases, especially for medical cases as well, this is a big concern that I have, which is like an addition to the point you raised.
Yeah, true. So I hope those who will be able to listen to this conversation, they must spread it more, and those who are in decision making, they should come up with some relevant steps towards it. Yes, Harsh, you had a question. You may please ask.
Yes. So obviously this session would be a great source of knowledge and facts for the students. So for the students who are not from technical domain or branch, or those are new to analytics, a data driven decision, the concept of data driven decision can feel like a daunting standard, like can feel like a pressure to get met. Okay, so what skill a student should develop for the effect to get effective in data driven decision making? So this is a question. So what skill a student should develop to be effective in the data driven decision making?
First, the student should have analytical skill. That is very important. So, as a student or anybody who wants to take decision, make decision, first skill is that they need to have analytical skill. Then they need to understand the root cause of the problems, and then only they can take a decision, right? So that is very, very important. Any student, now see, I can say that you said that no, they are not technical. But right now, this generation back 20, 30 years before, the people who are 90s or now after 2000, 2010, now the generation are technically sound people. I've been to many colleges for training. I see them, they are very much sound in technology rather than people like us. We can even say that we are far lagging behind in technology compared to them, right? So, but even then, it is only, I feel that they have that analytical skill, they can really come up in life. Technology not going to be a big barrier for current students, I think.
Right. I would like to add to Dilip sir, as sir said, analytical skills. In order to build analytical skills, Harsh, I would say a student should more focus on mathematics, a strong foundation of mathematics with more focus on statistics. So if you lag or if you lack the concepts of statistics, you will not be able to become a successful data analyst or data scientist. In order to become a successful or proficient data scientist, you must acquire sound statistical concepts. So focus more on mathematics plus statistics. This is what my answer to Harsh's question. Hope I answered your question, Harsh.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So obviously, mathematics is very important in terms of making decision making as well. And so here, if you are, I would add here, if you are asking in general also, like in general, for example, whatever life situations are coming in, and there also you need to have decision making. So I'll tell a perspective from psychology. um, we say that awareness is the first step and the most important step to make a decision. And awareness about a lot of things, like whenever the decision has to be taken. So it has to be looked upon from 360-degree about that particular situation. Like if I say, some people are more emotional, some people are more rational. So whenever you are taking up a decision, those people who are emotional, they take decisions out of the emotions rather than data. And when they take decisions out of emotion, later on they have a they have a feeling of guilt, or they repent that why did I do that. But they are not aware that they themselves have this nature within them, that they are emotional. Okay, so even this awareness helps. If I know that I take decisions more from my emotional perspective, then probably when while taking the decision, I'll be aware that yes, I may make a mistake because I'm flowing through my emotions. So psychologically, if I say, this is another point which is very important, to be aware of the self personality traits. That also helps to make a decision, because we know what is my pattern of taking up a decision. Okay.
Just one more thing to add, how can we determine like what kind of data is relevant for any specific decision? Is there any something which can make a clarity?
Oh, yeah. Anyone would like to say on this? Yeah.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
Say, Harsh, it would be some intuitive process, or it depends on your this one intelligence. Like if you are working on some disease prediction, like whether a person has a heart disease or not, you want to predict. So obviously, for this, you need to have some data which is related to blood pressure, which is related to cholesterol, which is related to ECG. That kind of data is relevant for heart disease prediction. So here you cannot use any other data like RBC count. You cannot use red blood cell count. That data you have. So you cannot relate it because it is not that relevant. The relevant data is the blood pressure, daily records of blood pressure, and cholesterol levels. That you can say lipid profile related aspects. You can consider that data. So for anything now, for plant disease detection, what I did, I collected, or I concentrated on the data related to the leaf texture. So leaf texture, whether if the diseased leaf is there, how the texture will be there. If a healthy leaf is there, how the texture. So leaf data, I used it for prediction of the plant disease. So this is how you have to cleverly, as per your. So here also your role is there. You have to use your IQ for it. You have to use your brain for it. That way you can relate and make it sensible. I hope I made a sense to your question.
Yes, yes, sir, definitely.
One add-on to that I'll give. This is something that has worked for me a lot. So this is similar to what Sir said. First of all, of course, you need the statistical knowledge and mathematics, but we have to be honest that not everyone is not that much interested in numbers, right? But what you have to do is, are you confident that if I take up a class 12 or 11th book and any stats thing, if I show you, can you answer that question? I'm not saying that you have to go solving questions, have that basic confidence. Next thing is, are you confident if you take up any Financial Times like New York Times, something like that, whatever chart is there, are you able to explain that what is this box happening up there? First, build up that proficiency before asking what data, understand what the data is about. First is this. The next thing is, go with normal life instances. Okay. See, I'll tell you an example. Most of us here are, of course, domain experts in certain pieces, but more than that, we are problem solvers. We are experts in our tech, which we apply to different pieces. But other than us, there is another category of people who are core domain experts. For example, I may be someone who is having research in medical computer vision, but I am in a different league as compared to someone who is, let's say, researching on lung tissue for 25 years, right? Now, these people publish their researches on different platforms. Google Research is one of them. So what you do is, let us say you want to start working out, right? And there is some that if you eat meat a lot, your hair will fall off, right? Maybe this is a use case. Now think of it, what to do. To answer this, don't ask everyone. Just see what the research says. So when I say what the research say, don't spend 15 hours reading research papers. Try to go there. See, number one, what is the methodology? What are they looking at? Short point, note it down somewhere. Number two is, what is the data they're saying? If they're saying 10% of the patients experience hair fall, is 10% significant? Is 10% not? Like this, when you are in the habit of looking at data, automatically, when you get the problem, you will have some hunch to begin with. But always, it's not that the first thing that you decide to get the data is the right thing. Eventually, you will figure it out. In fact, this is what all of us get paid for as a data scientist.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for your inputs. Harsh, I think you got a couple of inputs which will help you.
Yes, 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 sir.
Okay, great, great. So now moving towards the towards the concluding pointers. So we have spoken about past, we are speaking about present. Now let us try to dive in the future as well. So how do you see the future? We have tools like Copilot. We have tools which basically can create beautiful stories out of the raw data provided, let it be Power BI or Tableau. Even they have features like you can just ask questions to them, and they will come up with visualizations after you ask them the questions. We have AI, Gen AI getting integrated with almost everything: Google Docs, slides, PowerPoint, Excel. So you just need to give a prompt and it creates templates or a sample data. If you give more relevant information, it will be more real time. And yesterday only was discussing with some people, and I created, we are completing 10 years tomorrow. So I just gave a prompt. It created a video like 6 seconds, 10 seconds video where it is celebrating our 10 years anniversary with bringing up some people, those who are not a part of our team also. It created some people randomly and they are celebrating. So what is the future? Like I could see a lot of things as a creative part, but I would like to listen from your side as well. What
Mm.
future are you able to see?
See, future is good, but one thing we are very much concerned about is that this AI, Chat GPT, everything gives you answer for everything you search, right? One thing that I personally feel that nowadays students are getting out of creativity, right? They are losing their own creativity. That is the concern we need to address. So when we address those things, then this technology will not be a problem. Okay, this technology is helping us a lot. We are not saying that whatever we are concerned, all these things. I feel that whatever you want, just now earlier they were doing in Google. Now they are getting into Chat GPT, AI, generated. So many tools have come, but we need to even work on the natural creative things that should be also taken care. That is the only concern. Otherwise, this AI data things are going to really move forward. I feel. I don't think there is anything coming unless we use this in a proper way. Rather than there are so many, as we have been discussing, they said that so many issues are there. Definitely, as a technology, there is going to be issues and problems. So when there is issues and problems, there the human mind needs, right? So there, if we don't have any technology, any problems or any issues, we humans may not involve in that. So that is okay. That is understood. We have been evaluating since 2000. Computers started to pick up in India, right? So now things are moved so much forward compared to last 20-25 years to 2.5 decades, right? But one thing we need to address that issue, that children should have that natural creative capacity and they should be, that is one thing. Otherwise, no.
Right. Yes. Yeah, thanks a lot, Mr. Dilip Kumar. Nimit Singh, do you have any pointers on this?
Nowadays, if we're talking about the future, technology is changing a lot. So lots of work is going to the MCP, the LMS, and the backend is now technology is evolving a lot. Like if you're talking about how faster the technology is evolving. So if you see the data like in what the work happened in last 2-3 years and what happened in the last 6 months, it is very rapidly growing. Okay, when you're talking about the futures, now you need to be very certain about the not only the field, not only the field, not only about the data, basically, but you need to be certain specialty on the data driven also. But again, the field you are selecting that. If you're talking about the mathematics terms, the statistics part, not only the statics, you need to be very clear about the calculus part also, which you can be access to the data driven, like not only you can rely on the data scientist stuff. If you, for one example, if your today is the too much working going on for deep seek technology, and you can generate a 60 to 0.8 billion data at a time. Okay, and for like containing the all that, you need a GPU like S200 GPUs on, and the core as processing, and like what is slightly driven into the quantum mechanics, quantum computing, the other technologies apart from the computers, that is a nano electronics, and is coming into the picture. And after 10 years, not only AI will come into the picture, but again after the AI we have a quantum mechanics also, quantum computing also, and the like too much role of the quantum, and we have also the space and all. So where all the data are needed and all the terms are needed there. So if you're talking about the future reference, then you need to be very aware of that. Not only the technical part, also the like behind this, like with the current technical terms, we have a lots of terms like in the physics parts and so, and the aspect of the the semiconducting part. And we started from the integrated chips and the communicating chips, the physical cable, then integrated chips. Now we have the core and S200 core and all. So now like every 2 week, every 3 weeks, or once in a month, the technology is changing rapidly. So certainty, reliable of the data is very necessary, and lots of terms we need to be taken care of it. But again, we need to be very specified, like what the future role of there. And again, Aswan told about this, policy maker has such a big impact, but not only the policy maker, individual, we also have a need to attend and very carefully about the data driven terms.
Kushal sir, as a layman, I would like to say after 10 years, I have two views as a layman and as a technology person. So as a layman, I would say AI would, after 10 years, transform everything. Like what traditional education system we have, it would no more be there, we'll not find. And whatever traditional medical facility we have, treatment and all that, that also we may find a big or a huge change. It could be transformed. We may not require doctors, or we may that is the one industry that will going to get a very good impact or huge impact of AI. Likewise, there are many fields where AI will come and transform the traditional way of approach to the latest modern approach. And as a technology, I say after 10 years, the presently what we have LLMs. We have LLM for organizations. We have built LLMs for organizations. Now, after 10 years, I am worried, or I am concerned that the way we are wearing watch, or the way we are putting a mobile in our pocket, we may have a personal LLM with us. That would be the change I am finding after 10 years.
Yeah, unlimited possibilities. So, yeah, on conclusive remarks, I would like to ask Smaran and Dr. Sunita Patil as well. And then, because we are now moving just to the end of this, so maybe a pointer or two.
Sure. So my view on that from a 10-year perspective is multi-pronged. First is deep tech and deep science, where we have very specialized areas, let's say nuclear fission, all of those things where you need a lot of brain matter and do the research. Professionals in those fields will benefit massively, and I think that is already happening and will happen even more. The second thing is not with respect to education, but with respect to knowledge access. Okay. For example, everyone went to school here, right? But when I was in school, and let's say I wanted to learn about genetics, of course, Google was there, but in my library, I just had 2 books, and those were not quite useful. And when I Googled it up, it was very overwhelming. So, democratizing different kinds of information access is a very good thing I see. The third thing is improving society. What do I mean by that? I do not mean just a social goal, but in general, like in our country itself, we have so many languages, we have so many accents. So, the ability to speak in our own language and communicate well, that is something I think will be solved even at a policy level as well. Furthermore, I think there's a lot to be done in the manufacturing sector, where we are yet to see the impact of AI. The only worrying part that I see here is, number one is the political discourse, where irresponsibly AI can be used to do a lot of damage. The second thing is, beyond manufacturing, or let's say high end deep tech and deep science, there's a middle ground of people who are doing services, people who are doing accounting, right? So that is something I personally do not have a vision about what will happen to those people. Will everyone integrate AI into the system? And even if they're doing, the number of people required to do a job will change. How will that work out? So that is something we're expected to see. But also from a grander perspective, I firmly believe, similar to space, whichever countries are able to build the best models in this decade will actually colonize the entire world. That is my grand perspective on that.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, it was a lot of thoughts, lot of inputs, and based upon experience. That's something I actually wanted to bring upon the table. And future is really mesmerizing. Sometimes we say everything is planned, but looking into the kind of changes we are seeing. um it's sometimes said that everything is planned in a chaotic manner. So that's something I can basically have a sense that future is, yes, planned, but in a chaotic manner, because the way LLMs work, the way CNNs work, the way all the neural networks work, nobody knows that how the hidden layers are actually processing the data. Mathematically, yes, we know, but exactly as we add number of layers, the kind of complexity it brings up, so that's something which hides the transparency. So that's again something, an area where we need to talk upon more, and we need to be very vigilant, specifically those who are, I'll say, young generation will find out its own way. That's what I feel, because that's what happens. But specifically the middle age and the old age, they really need to be very much aware and open to the changes, because that's how things needs to be taken ahead. So with this, I would once again like to thank everyone. You all took out great time and contributed in a great manner, so thanks a lot. And also to the viewers, I would like to say, kindly watch this once it is released, and do share your inputs as well in the comment section. Thank you everyone once again. Thanks a lot.